Hello and welcome to another episode of New World Comics Podcast. I am Buck Berlin, owner-operator of this fine establishment. Joining with me pretty much every episode is Stephanie Cerny. Hey. There's this guy named Brad Reed that may or may not be running the show.
Blessings, everybody. Blessings.
Hey, yes, he's the voice of God because you can see all of us, and but not him.
No,
I can't even see him.
Well, put on your glasses. So, joined with us is the first return guest to the New World Comics Podcast, A.D. Bates.
Hey, it's good to be back.
So for those who didn't want to backtrack and watch the second or third episode.
I think it was the second one.
Yeah, second episode ever where I was still super new at this and way more awkward than I am now. Not to say that I'm not awkward now, but,
I was going to say that a lot has changed.
Yeah. Why don't you tell everyone who you are and what you do?
Well, my name's AD. I've been coming to the store for a while now. 12 years, I think.
More than that.
Yeah. Oh, I was 12. I don't want to talk about it. I've been coming here for a long time. I help out around here sometimes. I do superhero school, and I make tables every once in a while.
Yes. No, it's not like not like this kind of table. You do like decorative tables.
Yeah. I decoupage. I take damaged comics, stuff that we have here that really nobody would want to collect anymore. Pages, torn up stuff.
Yeah, anytime we buy a collection and there's just unsellable comic pieces, we'll throw them your way and you make art out of them.
Tables like this.
Yeah. Which, thanks to Brad, he can edit in all these pictures, which he has copious amounts of time to do. That's what I hear.
Yeah, the laughing means he's not going to do
that. I hope that it's just like a big no.
I'll do it. I'll just be mad
File
about
not found.
Well, you got one of my tables last year, didn't you?
Yeah.
Which one, Brad?
The Batman and Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
How's
sweet.
that holding up for you?
I never put it on the legs. I just have it displayed.
It'd be hilarious if it was just half of it.
Yeah.
Half of it is held up and the other one is...
Yeah.
I don't want to put anything on it. It's so awesome.
Well, good deal.
Yeah.
You should play cards on half of it.
Yeah.
And then...
Well, speaking of cards, what I'm working on right now are some more card tables, with the old DC Marvel sets that they did in the 90s.
Yeah.
Did they do any in the 80s?
They started in the late 80s. Yeah. I mean, they had them in the late 70s, but they really, really took off in the 90s.
Okay. So
Do you remember those awesome Marvel cards I got you last year at the con?
Yes. Those don't go on a table. Those are mine.
Oh.
It was a playing card set.
Yeah, I got us each a set because they're so amazing.
I like them.
I got them from the Jala Brothers. That will have a table again this year at New World Comic Con 5.
Speaking of having tables again this year.
I wonder who else is going to have a table this year.
Yes, this year you can see 80
live and in person.
Live and in person at the New World Comic Con.
Wouldn't it be terrible if I was just in person?
I mean, listen, I'm not against having a Weekend at Bernie's situation.
I'll get with Nora. We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, arrangements can be made.
Yep. I mean, I don't have time to make that work. We're both going to be really busy.
But, I probably know a guy who knows a guy who might know a guy. I don't know.
Yeah. We'll see.
I hear things aren't going too well for Joe Exotic, so no, I'm just joking.
We actually have a thing on my other podcast.
Yeah?
We which I do another podcast, by the way.
Yeah, before
We're
we do that.
skipping around a little too much.
Sorry.
Let's get back to who
or
you
not too
are
enough.
and what you do.
So I also do a podcast. It's called Paneled, where we narrate comics.
No. We're not talking about your podcast yet.
Oh, my bad.
Stephanie's in charge
We're
now.
not there yet.
Okay.
Austin Delano.
Yes.
I don't know anything else to say about me, though.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
He's,
Are you done talking about your tables?
I am.
Okay.
I figured we would
Fine.
show a couple and...
Yeah. Here they are again.
I guess.
Let's talk about this Paneled podcast.
We can talk about your podcast.
No, it's where we narrate comics for people who might not be able to read anymore or don't have time to read comics, and we just, tell short stories.
Which is super cool.
Yeah.
But we have a Joe Exotic update every week.
Oh,
on
really?
The podcast, yeah. So
That is
What are y'all going to do in a
really
couple weeks when
weird.
you won't?
I mean, the updates will probably just be like still in prison.
Oh, okay.
Oh my goodness.
We've decided that him and Shaq are arch enemies because you know who's the spokesperson for that animal park now?
Oh,
It's Shaquille O'Neal.
yeah, Shaq. Yeah. Heaven
How
forbid
did
something.
that even happen?
See, that's what. Well, I think that he was filming a General commercial, right?
You mean just like a like here is Shaq promoting product A.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then they were like, "Hey, do you also want to promote product B, which is a questionable animal sanctuary?" He was like, "I'm Shaquille O'Neal."
Well, I know he actually bought like a tiger from them and stuff too.
Of course, he
so-
bought a tiger from
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
You
So
know,
I think that's how it got started.
apparently the United States has the world's largest tiger population, just because of like the breeding facilities and that kind of thing.
How much of that is Mike Tyson's fault?
I don't know. That's a very good question. I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of other things that are his fault too. Oof. Ho hum. Yeah, this got a weird turn.
That is really
Thanks,
weird.
Stephanie.
Why'd you have me back?
So I saw a really funny Mike Tyson picture yesterday.
Oh man, this is about the Sphinx.
No.
Oh,
It was from a con. It was from Mike Tyson's knockout.
Mm-hmm.
And Mike Tyson's at a table, and there's like this little kid dressed up from the video game.
That's little Mike?
Yeah, and he has
Or little Mac?
his arms up. And Mike Tyson is just like laughing.
That's
with
pretty
his
awesome.
giant face tattoo. And I was
Aw.
like, I love this.
It's a pretty good one. What's this about a Sphinx?
oh yeah. There's a meme running around. Just Google it. It has language that we can't use on this podcast.
Oh,
That's
Yep.
surprising.
I'm glad that I got the heads up not to use that language on the
Yeah,
podcast.
I mean, we can bleep it out. On Nerds to Men, Cameo kept talking about a word that rhymed with Nagasaki.
Huh.
It was
Okay.
very,
We won't be repeating that.
Oh,
it's very bleepable.
Yeah.
Luckily,
that's like an obscure one.
yeah. I mean,
proud of him.
Luckily, Ben was in the room.
Oh,
He was 14 at the time. Yeah,
Mm.
which Ben looked way older, so Cameo just assumed that he was like about to hit 20. No. Anyway, we're getting way too off topic. We'll round it back around. So, you're going to be at the New World Comic Con, and man, do we want to tell everyone what one of the surprises is going to be?
I mean, I let loose the surprise last time I was on the podcast.
Oh no, we have like so many surprises.
No, I meant like the turtles.
Oh.
Remember, I accidentally said it early on the last podcast I was
So
on.
let's tell another
yeah.
surprise.
I mean, I'm cool with that being my thing.
Okay, so it looks like we're going to have some Power Rangers show up.
What?
It may or may not be morphing time.
Doot.
Yeah. Which, before we get it to the point, I have some Power Ranger questions, but I don't know. Is there anything else that you want to talk about before we delve into Power Rangers?
Just some fun facts with my history with the store. I
Yeah.
found something after I was on the podcast last time, actually, that I thought was interesting. And
What's
it was from 5th grade. And
Yeah.
it was like, who taught you how to read? And I said, New World.
Oh,
And then it was also like, where's your favorite place to go? And it was New World. And it was, why do you like going there? Well, it's because I feel like a part of the family and all this stuff. And I just thought it was kind of cool.
that's really cool, man.
Yeah,
And now you make other kids feel like that.
I hope so. No, it's like everybody finally gets it at a certain point, like how important this place is to me, like in my life. Like if
Yeah.
you're important to me, you will eventually find out why this place is so important to me.
Yeah. I mean, I've been pushing this place since before I even owned it. Like,
Oh, yeah.
This has just always been a very magical place, and I feel very lucky to be a steward of such a place.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
And
Speaking of-
oh, sorry.
No, what were you
I was
saying?
going to say what's really awesome is you get to be around other people who feel the same way.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's super cool. Like you just went to an event over the weekend at Britain
Mm-hmm.
and getting to be around other people who feel the exact same way about the shop and about doing events like that.
Oh yeah, it was so cool to get to do it, and it was 3 days long. By the end of it, I was exhausted, but I was happy that I did it. Mm-hmm. My favorite thing that happened, though, it was my first time being Batman.
Woo!
Yeah.
Which is really big deal.
Yeah, no, it was.
I mean, like being Batman, like how many people get to be Batman?
I mean, Michael Keaton.
Okay, how? Even, that list is kind of short.
It's true. But while we were, sitting there coloring with the kids, one of them comes up to me and goes, when did Batman get so fat? And the worst part is I know it was true because of how young the kid was. It was like no filter, and I was like, sometimes you stay up too late fighting crime and it messes with your metabolism.
Oh.
Kids are humbling.
Yeah.
What can you say?
That kid went to bed on time that night.
I don't want to be fat Batman.
I've been fat Batman. I've been Tijuana Batman, but we won't even get into that.
No,
Yeah.
we should not.
You were speaking about whenever you first bought the store. Do you remember there was an event with me right after you'd bought the store? I think it was like 2 or 3 months later.
It was Free Comic Book Day, I think.
No, it wasn't.
No. It wasn't free. It was it was the anniversary sale.
It was it? Because you were the only person in here that day.
Yeah, it wasn't very successful. No.
Okay, no.
No. There was an event going on. It was just kind of a last minute throw together event.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
But it had gotten icy.
Oh yeah, it was wintertime. Oh, it was the Black Friday sale.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was like, I got to get up to this sale, and it was my first car. I'd been driving for I think like 6 months at that point, but I was like, I got to get to the store, And I'm driving my GMC Jimmy. I've got my 4-wheel drive on. I'm doing fine. And then out of nowhere, this car turns out of the apartments, just full speed, hits me in the back. My brakes go out, and I end up in the parking lot.
Yeah.
I was
like,
not
hopped up over the curb.
hopped
Right.
up over the curb. I'm in the parking lot now.
Yeah. So there's the median too. So he's yeah.
Yeah, and I get out and this lady's like, I just got my car out of the shop, and I was like, I'm 16. This isn't my fault.
Yeah.
And so my instinct was, well, let me go talk to Buck.
Yeah. So then I'm telling him, all right, so get her insurance, call the police, get her in here. Everyone have a seat. Let's all just calm down. Talk about the whole thing.
I hadn't even called my parents at this point.
Yeah, which I found that out afterwards. So after you'd call the police, I was like, also call your parents. They're going to be concerned. So all the time, this lady comes in and starts yelling at you.
Yeah.
And then she starts yelling at me. It's like, how do you know him? I was like, he's a customer here. I've known him several years now. What happened? She was like, well, he hit me. I was like, how does that happen that he's in the parking lot and you're in the street? And then she starts yelling at you again.
Yeah, I was stopped because I was turning, and she was like, why would you stop? Like, you don't just turn.
Yeah. You have to,
in icy conditions.
yeah,
no less,
and you have to wait for the oncoming traffic. You don't just turn in front of oncoming traffic that's within feet.
But that lady destroyed that poor Jimmy.
Oh my God, yeah.
It was like the drive shaft ended up in the transmission.
Yeah, the drive shaft helped hop the curb.
Yeah.
It was
a.
So, sorry.
Yeah, but no, I just remember Buck being like, "Why? I just bought the store. What's happening?" It was a good time.
Yeah. It was very, very early in my, owning the store. So, it was one of the first times that I felt official.
Yep.
So.
There was that, and then one other thing that I distinctly remember was some kids were making fun of me at school. This was a few years before this. And I came up to you and I was like, how do you do it? How do you, how are you still into comics and, own the store and not feel, like you're a nerd or, anything like that? And you said, I look at Cyclops. And you were like, Cyclops got his stuff together by the time he was 25. I figure I've got a couple years left.
Yep. Yeah, and It's funny you say that because I just turned 35 last December. And in the comic book, Cyclops is 35. And it's I'm still as old as Cyclops. Because Cyclops is not a great character in as far as he's not a good person. He's an excellent character.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because he's kind of the best X-Man. He'll get thrown into whatever situation and just roll with it. Like it's everyone's painted pink and has tentacle arms all of a sudden. Well, let's lead this team to victory.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what we're leading it to, but we'll figure it out along the way. Let's go. And he's phenomenal. And and it's the
uncanny.
Yes, uncanny.
It's astonishing.
Yeah. God. But yeah, so Cyclops has always been kind of all right, that's the leadership that I want to go to. You don't have to
He's
be
a first-class leader.
Yeah. You don't have to be liked along the way. You have to make sure that everyone's taken care of along the way.
That's extreme.
I think we're almost out of X-Men puns.
Look, I have the ultimate X-Men pun for you.
Listen, I'm not factoring that in. Oh, now I'm doing it.
Look, you didn't have to be so forceful with me.
Oh, Excalibur.
There's going to be one that we missed, and somebody in the comments is
Someone's
just
like,
gonna be
what about the generations that, yeah. Nothing's new about that. Anyway.
You didn't even make that it was as good as gold.
Yep. Not to get blue or red in the face about it. Thank you all that have stuck around through the silliness.
Oh no, they're complaining right now.
Or they've just left.
Yeah.
Thank you all for still listening.
If you don't like the silliness, do not listen to my other podcast.
Oh?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me more about that.
Oh, we get silly. We've got two different versions of it. We've got where we joke around, and then we've got just reading the comic. And some people really like the just reading the comic portion of it. Other people like to hear us joke around before we read the comics. So, a little bit of something for everybody.
Fair enough.
It definitely is explicit, though. So
Both of them?
no.
Oh, just
the one.
Okay.
Yeah. Just when we read the
Just
comics.
make sure.
Oh
I
my
mean,
goodness.
yeah.
So I was like, all right.
Just
Which comics are you reading?
No. It's sometimes we make jokes about things that rhyme with other things too.
Oh, fair enough.
All right, we're gonna have to make sure cameo.
Yeah. We keep trying to make it
You
happen.
know.
We're on hiatus right now, but once we're back,
Yeah, I'll point fingers at Brad too.
yeah. We don't know, maybe he's over there.
I'm in. I'd love to do it.
Yeah.
I'd love to do it. I'd like to do Buck's podcast too, Nerds to Men, if he'd ever let me on.
I mean, I think there's a pretty big waiting list for that.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty big deal on
Yeah.
that show. As previously stated, I am the Timothy B. Schmitz on that show.
Why does he have to be Schmitz?
That's his name. He was the guy who replaced the other guy on the Eagles.
The bassist.
Yeah. Yeah. And because he could hit the high notes, and it was a whole thing. But now, retroactively, he got considered one of the original Eagles. Yeah. That's the dumb thing. Anyway,
I can't tell you why.
Anyway. So, I have this list of things that I wanted to get to. AD, you are a big Power Rangers fan.
I am.
And, fourth and fifth grade is when it came out for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember being really big into it for a season and a half, like at least through the movie. Then maybe after the movie, I was...
So you got right up until they replaced the original cast, and then a little after.
I remember them replacing 3 of the original cast.
Yeah.
And then I would dip my toe back in. I remember that pretty much everyone that didn't move on then joined the UN or something.
They went to a peace conference in Switzerland, I do believe.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, but was it Bulk and Skull?
No, Bulk and Skull are the 2 bullies. They stuck around actually the
they
longest.
stuck around. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was that's crazy. So I have some questions about Power, because as a kid, I was really into it, and then I was just kind of done. And so 3 years ago, almost to the day, we had 2 Power Rangers come in and do a signing.
Yeah.
and I didn't realize that Power Rangers was still going on.
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah. No, Power Rangers. There's only been one season where it was off the air since 1993.
Really?
Yeah.
So what happened?
So the one season that it was off the air.
Yeah.
Disney wanted to kill the show, and they stopped making it for a season. Everybody freaked out, and Saban actually came back and bought the brand because Disney had bought Power Rangers just to show it in reruns, but they had an agreement with Bandai that they had to produce a certain number of seasons after they bought it.
Oh.
And it actually led to the best season of Power Rangers, which is called RPM. Funniest thing, because it's a comedy Sentai in Japan. For those of you that don't know, they take Super Sentai series, splice in American actors, and that's how we get Power Rangers.
That Super Sentai series, for those that are like, what the hell is a Super Sentai series?
It's Power Rangers in Japan. No.
Okay.
What does RPM stand for?
Rotations per minute.
All right.
No, it's... I wish there was a different answer.
Way to beat that stereotype, Stephanie.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. I'm just joking. Don't stab me.
No, but
I'm gonna stab somebody. I mean,
Stab Brad.
it's called that because it's a car themed Power Rangers show, and they've in Japan it was a comedy Sentai series, so it was meant to be a parody of Sentai series. Well, they had already written the script and cast the people in the U.S. before they found this out,
Yeah.
and they were like, "All right, it's gonna be Mad Max meets Terminator. Everyone on Earth is dead except for like 90 people in the Power Rangers."
what?
Yeah. And then, you got these big life and death struggles with this computer virus, and the Zords, meanwhile, have big googly eyes on them.
What?
Yeah.
What? When did this come out?
It came out in 2010. Yeah.
That is way more recent than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah. What?
All right. Before we get into that, because I have way more questions now than I did,
I can name all the series if you need me to.
we might get to that too. And I ask all of these out of like absolute respect.
Yeah.
Because I mean, who's to say that your Power Rangers is more nerdy than my Red Tornado? If anyone's getting after that.
Funny enough, I think he'd be a Blue Ranger.
So was this popular with older people, or was it popular with like the younger kids?
A little bit of both.
Like, was it like with the more the fans that have been with it longer?
So, yes, but only because of the time slot it aired in. The only people that watched it were the fans at the time. Like, no new fans really got into it.
Okay.
Disney tried so hard to bury this show that they showed it, I think, at 6 a.m. on Sundays.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Just before church.
But it's known as like the most, to fans, it's the best Power Ranger series probably since Mighty Morphin. Some people love it, some people hate it. Some people thought it got too dark for Power Rangers. I thought that it was interesting to see after almost 20 seasons at that point. So,
like, do people hate it just because it's new?
I think at the time they did. People have definitely come back with kinder eyes on it.
Because people love to do that.
Oh yeah.
Like, just because something's new, they automatically don't like it.
Oh yeah. I mean,
It's like me and technology.
Yeah, well,
How's that touchscreen
that's a
working for you?
whole different
I've
thing.
used the touchscreen on the computer once, and then the rest. I like
feel
my
you.
buttons.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, so the first question I have about this Power Rangers: what are their powers?
So Power Rangers will have different powers. Sometimes.
Let's just go with the first batch of them.
Okay, so Mighty Morphin.
Mighty Morphin. What are their powers that they are rangering?
They're mostly just enhanced humans. So think about it like
Like a Captain America?
kind of a Captain America level. There's
Okay.
nothing like super about them, but it's like, close to super strength, better agility, kind of like the peak of human abilities.
Now the morphing thing, it's not like they, grabbed their belt buckle here
Mm-hmm.
and like a suit came on. They're supposed to be morphing into
Yeah,
a different alien looking thing that's
kind of. So it is that a suit comes on, but it plugs them into what's called the morphing grid, which connects all life.
All
is-
life?
yeah, all life.
so it's like the Force.
Yeah,
But with less midichlorians and telekinesis.
kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so the morphing grid is all life is connected to it, and this is also a lot of fan theories. They've talked a little bit about the morphing grid in the show. The comics have expanded on it a lot more,
Okay.
but it connects all life. Zordon, who was a wizard,
Like a full blown like staff and hat wizard.
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
he like from a different planet?
He is from Eltar.
Okay.
There's also a Dagobah in the Power Rangers universe. but
Really?
yes. It's name dropped a couple times.
Huh. Now was that like the catch us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But the because he was a wizard, he was able to use technology to tap into this life force and create the Power
So
Rangers.
he's like a tech wizard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Technomancer.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. So how did he become a big floaty head?
He was fighting with Rita Repulsa,
Yeah.
which that's one thing I love about Power Rangers is how seriously it can take itself with names like Rita Repulsa or Master Vile.
Is she also from another planet?
She is.
The
She
same
is-
planet?
Yeah, from Eltar as well. No, not Eltar. I can't remember off the top of my head right now.
That is kind of amazing that you don't remember.
Imtar.
No, it's not Imtar.
Intar? Otar.
Okay, we'll say Otar.
Otar.
But she
Pitar, you know. I'm just
she
saying.
she was in a battle with Zordon, and he was going to be destroyed. But Alpha 5, the little robot, saves him by putting him into this tube that's a rift in time and space. So his consciousness survives. That's why you see him represented as a big face.
Ah.
Cool.
They actually did a really good job of explaining that in the 2017 movie.
Yes, I did watch that.
I got halfway through, and then when he was getting mad at them for not being Power Rangers
yeah.
because they were brand new at being Power Rangers, I was like,
They didn't work together well enough.
yeah, it was that, dude, give him a chance. You're giving him no coaching.
He's the best of the Malcolms, other than the one in the middle. But he is the worst Zordon.
Just saying. He, yeah. Guys, do better. What?
I was entirely too old when this came out.
The movie? Or
Yeah,
Power Rangers?
Power Rangers.
It's...
I think it's one of those where it'll hook you really young, and then if you're into it for forever.
Mm-hmm.
But you won't get many fans later. Like you need to hook them kind of
Yeah.
young,
Oh,
I
yeah.
and then it carries through.
Yeah, I was way too old for this.
Well-
Well, not like way too. I was
Way too cool for this.
I mean, I was into like Dragon Ball when at
I mean,
the age.
Oh, wow, that was early.
Yeah.
Like, you got into Dragon Ball before it was
I mean,
cool.
Well,
That's just the type of gal she is.
that is the type of gal I am.
Yeah.
But I was too old whenever Power Rangers came out.
Well, I'm about to say something that might upset you.
Oh,
It's
But one
not-
of my earliest
no.
memories is of Tommy becoming the White Ranger. Like, one of my earliest, like, conscious memories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when that happened. Yeah, the whole like Green Ranger thing. Like
Mm-hmm.
I remember it being so epic as a kid that I'm afraid to go back and watch any of that
Don't
stuff.
do it.
Yeah,
It's still good, but it's... If you can put on the nostalgia goggles, it's awesome. If you can't put on those nostalgia goggles, you're going to be like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen.
How many episodes into it till Tommy shows up?
I believe that it's first 15, first 16.
Okay, so it's pretty early on.
Yeah.
Okay, because
And-
I remember it being like way later in the series.
Yeah, and I'm bad at quoting like episode numbers and things like that, but I can tell you like the general arcs of all the seasons and stuff like that.
I mean, like I remember him just like showing up and being the bad kid in school, and then suddenly he was just totally accepted.
You know, he wasn't even a bad kid in school. He just beat Jason in a karate competition. So
How
everybody
dare
was like,
he.
I hate him. Like he was sad because he was the new kid in town. He's better at karate than the other kid. And everybody's like, you jerk.
I mean, you know, when you change up the status quo, what? Oh
yeah.
my God,
Obvious jerk status right there.
Yeah.
that is that's something.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Okay, so if it's just that few into it, I might go back and try. So how long between him being Green Ranger and White Ranger?
Oh.
Because I remember like he was Green Ranger, then all of a sudden he was no Ranger. Because
It was about a half a season.
Was
a
it?
season and a half. Maybe like a full season's worth of episodes. But
Okay.
about midway through season 2 is whenever he becomes the White Ranger. Because
Okay.
the original Rangers are still around whenever he becomes the White Ranger.
right. I remember that, and then they got the movie.
The original Rangers aren't in the movie. That was part of the reason why they left.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was where Jason, Jason, Zach, and Aisha. No, sorry, Jason, Zach, and Trini left, and we got Rocky, Adam, and Aisha.
We all remember them. So no.
No, I mean, Johnny Umbosh, who played Adam, has gone on to do some awesome stuff.
Yeah, I hear his name a whole bunch. Doesn't he do like voice stuff?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So Mighty Morphin ran so many episodes.
A lot.
And then ended.
Mm-hmm.
So how long until the entire cast was completely?
So you lose Kimberly at the end of Mighty Morphin.
Oh,
towards the end.
so like she lasted the longest.
Yes. Well, actually, Billy lasted the longest.
Did he?
Yeah. So you have Billy. Well, so you have Kimberly almost until the end of Mighty Morphin. Then she leaves and she's replaced by somebody named Kat.
Okay.
Then the last few episodes you have Kat. Then you go into what's called Zeo Quest.
Okay, so it does have a continuity between the.
Yes.
So like the Zordon all of a sudden is like, kids, you're done being mighty and morphin. You're about to go on a Zeo Quest.
Oh no, Rita wins. That's
What?
Yeah, that's how they lose their powers. Is Rita destroys the Zords.
Spoiler alert! What?
Yeah,
Wow.
Rita, what?
yeah. Rita wins,
How
and
dare she?
the command center blows up. That's
Did
the
she
end of Mighty
impale
Morphin.
everyone on her coned bra? What happened?
No, it was she called her dad in to help her and Zed, and
Wait,
he was
that's
like,
her dad.
No, Zed is her husband.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Master Vile is her dad.
Pardon me, that's Master
Yeah.
Vile of me.
Oof, oof.
Whew.
As the kids say.
Yeah.
Oof.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeet.
Yeah. Bay.
We just lost all the kids listening.
Yeah, all the kids
yeah,
that
all
are
the-
listening.
Wait, Fortnite.
Fork knife.
Oh, they hated that.
Oh my god, all the kids hate it when I say fork knife. Anyway, you see kids Fortnite. It sounds a lot like fork knife. Anyway, so Rita wins. What?
Yeah, Rita won.
So then they have to go to what was it called?
Zeo. They have to go on a Zeo
They have
quest.
to go on a Zeo quest to Zeo quest their powers.
Yeah, they go back in time.
Is that like geocaching?
Kind of.
Okay.
Except for with crystals that are connected to the life force on Earth.
Wait,
God.
you to the life force? You mean the morphing grid?
Yes, before they knew to call it that.
I am learning.
I love that you know what geocaching is.
Yeah, Sam and I used to go, and Brad, get ready to beep it. We used to call it getting, because you go out and get your stuff.
Oh man.
Yeah, because he was just so serious about calling it it's geocaching. I said, no, Sam, we are going and getting things that are not valuable.
I
We're getting
love that Sam made you go do that.
Oh, I loved going and doing it because I was like, what's stopping us from taking everything? He says, you don't want to be a jerk about it? I said, yeah, that's fair. Okay.
That's
I
something
see.
that Lord Zed would do.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm just saying. I would go and trade out like used Pez for like half-licked candy cane. Like it was just worth, hey, look, here's a safety pin for a button. Or, like here's a little figure. And then you'd sign your name to the thing and like, all right. And then you have to like walk along, part of a road and go down
These
into some
lonely
trees.
streets.
Yeah, and it's this is getting weird. All right. We never did like a huge sprawling thing, but we hit, I don't know, 5-10 places at the most, and then came back to the store. It was dumb. It was fun.
So yeah, it was that.
Yes. Sorry.
But looking
Rather
for
than a
powers.
But rather than a half-eaten candy bar, you get, the strongest Power Rangers powers they've ever had.
So much better.
All right.
Yeah.
So tell me about these power. Like, I mean, how's this? Because we could go over the huge like sprawl of the Power Rangers. Why don't you go through each set of Power Rangers and tell me what their power is?
Okay, so Mighty Morphin, dinosaurs.
Well, how's this? Liken it to another superhero or something like that.
Okay.
Because, like Mighty Morphin, Captain America, peak
Yep.
human, whatever. And then explain the powers like that.
Okay.
Because, like, saying that they're dinosaurs makes me think that they're going to be a lot cooler than they were. Not to say that they weren't cool, but, like, I mean, if they turn into an actual T-Rex, then that's a hell of a,
Yeah,
So
that's-
Captain America with Voltron
There you
is
go.
Mighty Morphin.
Okay. I like this.
Okay, so then we've got Zeo,
Yes.
which is...
I've eaten at Zeo's.
Yeah. So Zeo is pretty much start out as Captain America, end as Superman Silver Age.
What?
Yeah.
Like all of them.
Oh, yeah. No,
Okay.
the longer you have the Zeo powers, the stronger they get. And they actually wrote themselves into a corner. And whenever they go to the next series, they don't even explain what happened to the Zeo powers because they're too strong. At the end of it, you know how the monsters would grow and they would fight them in their big Zord?
Yeah.
at the end of Zeo, they all just grow big to fight the big monsters.
Why would they even grow big? I would just like get under its toe and push up.
Yep, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, like, it'd be better if they just, like, imploded because they were so strong.
Yeah. Or
close.
they became Zordon or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so they turned into like, just shy of like godlike power.
Yes.
Okay.
And then they get cars in Turbo.
Okay. Well, so Zeo went for. Oh wait, no. RPM is different than
Yeah,
Turbo.
Turbo,
Okay,
yeah.
pardon me.
All right.
So then they get cars.
Now these cars, do they morph or like,
Some of them do.
or are they just like guy, or like, do they get powers too, or are they just like?
So some of their cars turn into their Zord,
Okay.
and then other cars are actually sentient Knight Rider style cars.
But the people themselves, just regular people with costumes on.
Pretty much. I mean, again, you've got close to the Captain America level powers. Like that's like the standard Power Ranger. So
Okay.
yeah,
So like worst case scenario, you could like flip a car.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool.
And you can survive explosions. You're more durable. Things like that.
Gotcha. And you have like a fixed mouth position.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's all
So
silvery.
that's actually where the rest of the original cast left, though, was Turbo.
Oh wow.
Most of them lasted through Zeo, and then the team switched out in Turbo.
Okay. So like Kimberly and Billy.
Well, Billy leaves in Zeo, but Tommy, Aisha, Rocky, all those
Oh,
people,
okay.
they leave in Turbo.
Gotcha. Okay. So they become godlike entities.
No, they just go off to college.
All right.
I love this show.
All right.
Wait. So hold on.
Do you want the in-show explanation for why they left?
No. I'm just saying like they have the godlike power, right?
And then it's
Zeo.
gone. Yes.
And then they're like, guys, we're gonna go further our education.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, it's like then they get they got the godlike powers. We never learn what happens to the godlike powers, and then they get cars.
Oh, okay.
And then when they get the cars, they're
Now-
like, "We're good."
Now, is there continuity between the people? Like any part of the people, or is it like cars happen and there goes the new cast?
So yes, there is continuity. For the first 15 episodes, it's the old cast.
Okay.
And then they switch off and give their powers to a new cast.
Okay, so all of a sudden they don't have their godlike powers; they just have cars.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's bad.
All
Turbo is bad.
Okay.
Then you have In Space.
Which I hear is the thing that saved all of Power Rangers.
It is. It is one of the best series, if not the best. It is. Yeah, it's the penultimate.
As Justin Nimmo explained it, they just ripped off Star Wars.
That's
They were, yeah. He said that they were just super happy to do it too.
not to disagree with someone who was on the show, but I don't see that at all.
Oh.
But
I mean, they were just saying a few of the things because, like, while they were here doing the signing, I was over on the other half of the store making Dre's Black Panther costume. So while we're gluing like hot glue like globs to his butt with the pads and all, he's
and when
over
did
there,
you start making the costume?
earlier that day.
Well, I meant like, at what point did it stop being? Never mind. It was a bad joke.
Ah. But so they were doing like a panel discussion on the other half. So I was just trying to stay out of their business, and he was like, "Well, let me let you all in on a thing about the In Space. They stole most of the plot from Star Wars, and turned
Star
out
Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars because it was like this guy represented Darth Vader, and this guy was your Luke Skywalker, and this was your
I mean, yeah, on a very basic level, but it's not a lot like Star Wars.
Okay. Listen, this is just me as the outside. I am asking the questions.
No.
I'm not disagreeing with you or him. In fact, I believe both of you.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. I believe the guy more who worked on the show than I believe myself.
Have some confidence, man. You're a good man.
Anyway, so you have In Space. That ends what's called the Zordon era. That's where the shows stop, keeping the cast from each.
Someone forgot to lock down that Zordon. He just kind of,
No, he died.
he died?
Yeah.
Did Rita impale him with her cone?
No, the Red Ranger did.
What? You
So-
mean the Red Ranger killed him?
Yes,
What?
he did. Yeah, no. Zordon says you have to sacrifice. If you break my tube, then all of the energy that's built up inside will turn everybody good or destroy them if they're pure evil.
I remember a girl like that. I got nothing. That's
So
weird.
It breaks the Red Ranger's heart, but he decides to smash the tube.
Breaks his heart and his tube.
Yep, and saves the day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man.
Like,
See ya, Zordon.
yeah, no, it was like
So did they ever upgrade like the underwater effect over Zordon's face?
a little bit.
Interesting. Now, is this before the actor had passed on or not?
This was before he had passed on.
Right.
yes.
Okay. I don't know if they were just like, all right, he's gone, so we should probably.
No, it was before.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Ernie had also left the show.
What?
Yeah.
Ernie stuck along. Like
Ernie stuck around until almost the end of Turbo.
Like the dude who ran the
juice bar. Yeah.
Interesting. Did it ever become a more adult bar?
No, but Bulk and Skull were still on the show too.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Bulk and Skull actually help save the Earth. Like, they hide the Power Rangers and do a whole Spartacus thing. Like, I am the Red Ranger. And,
Interesting.
like, have this really cool character arc from season 1 of Power Rangers all the way to, season 4 of
Did they
Within
ever
Space.
Did they ever get Morphin powers?
No, but that kind of is fixed in the comics. So,
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. Man, that is insane. I just have so many more questions, but I need to keep it to contained because we're quickly running out of time.
Okay.
But tell me more about the okay. So in space, what were their powers?
Captain America level, they can breathe in space.
Okay.
And they ride on space scooters, so like their suits protect them from.
Like
space scooters?
Yeah, they got like these little space things they ride on, like
so it's like
hoverboards.
Oh, okay.
Not like hover rounds, but
Oh,
hoverboards.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I picture them like beep beep.
I guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
Move.
I guess a
Yeah.
space surfboard would have probably been the
There
better
we go.
way. Yep.
Yes.
The
Silver
next one, though,
Surfer.
The next
Yep.
one though gets
Board.
space go-karts, so that's pretty cool.
Really?
They're
Yeah.
in space twice?
Yes, because once a series goes to space, you can't really do anything about it. So there's nowhere to go but up, right? So they
Alright.
go Lost Galaxy, and that's kind of Voyager meets
Oh.
Power Rangers. But the Sentai they got had nothing to do with space for the second time in a row.
Yeah.
So it was like this Arthurian lore one where like they pull like swords from stones and stuff, but they're also like, but they're in space.
What?
On this big
they-
space station.
Space stones.
But yeah, it's called Lost Galaxy.
They should have a name for those.
They're like
This got dumb.
gems. Yeah.
Yeah. Asteroids, comets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Anyway,
is ridiculous.
Yeah, I love it.
Do you
I've
mean-
never heard of that one.
do you mean the Power Rangers or this whole conversation? Because the answer is both.
Well, I'm kind of fascinated though.
Yeah,
about this.
I am so glad that we delved down this rabbit hole. We might not even get to our
like
comic recommendations.
I'm learning so much.
Oh my
So-
god!
And I'm no expert, so there might be some things that I say that are totally off base, but
Complete expert. If you don't like anything,
Yeah.
call him out.
I think we're gonna have to put
Here's
credentials.
his phone number.
Yeah,
right here.
405.
Yeah.
Yeah, credentials. right there. I should have made you like
Here's
a little
his
plaque.
address. Tell
but
his
for real though, if
family.
y'all are ever in the store and want to talk to me about
Oh.
Power Rangers, I am totally down. So,
What?
No,
Oh.
you're good.
okay,
Yeah.
sorry. So, Lost Galaxy has one of my favorite Sixth Rangers. So, any Ranger that joins the team after is known as a Sixth Ranger, right?
Do they ever have a seventh Ranger?
Oh, totally. But
Okay.
they're all considered Sixth Rangers.
That's weird.
Because Tommy was the original Sixth Ranger.
Yeah.
So it's just rather than calling them Extra Ranger, it's Sixth.
So, how many times has Tommy been the sixth Ranger?
3
Okay.
times.
Interesting. Okay. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. Tell us about this guy.
So his
Or
name
gal.
is Magna Defender
What?
Of
Yeah.
course it is.
because he's got a sword that's also a gun, and I love it.
Now, does it shoot blades or is it like?
It's not like the Punisher's guns that shoot swords. It's a gun that he puts on top of his sword and uses it as a
So it's
shotgun.
like a bayonet type of.
Yeah, it's like a reverse bayonet,
Okay.
and I love it.
All right.
And he's
No,
just this big goofy dude who he's so dumb, but I love it. He's got big horns.
Yeah.
He's so dumb.
Well,
He's the
they-
first Ranger with a cape.
I mean, you're talking to an ex-Nilo fan, like from the Avengers. So,
Yeah.
like, when they made that figure, I was probably the only one who was like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna buy him first."
Yeah.
But yeah, so you don't have to explain like loving the dumb characters to me.
I'll bring in a Magna Defender to show you sometime.
I'm
I've got a big one that's
Awesome.
a walkie-talkie.
Dying to see that, and also you should probably never tell another human being they have a Magnum Defender. Keeping this family friendly, sir.
Magna.
Oh, pardon me.
Well,
Well, don't I have egg on my face?
whatever. All right, tell us more about this.
Yep.
Yep. Anyway, so Then we go back to Earth, and we have what's called Lightspeed Rescue.
Hold on. Did you tell me what a Magna Defender could do?
Oh, he has a sword that's a gun.
But I mean, above that, like, is he?
So
just
is
Captain
he like
America?
a centaur?
Kind of.
Wait, what? Hold on.
He's a centaur.
So he's got horns, and if you pictured a centaur in armor without the horse body, like, it's so hard to explain.
So hold on. So still Captain America level, whatever.
Yeah, but he's an ancient spirit, so he's also, like, super smart. Like,
but he's dumb.
he's dumb.
Like, do you mean?
He's super smart in the show,
But like,
but
he's
the
a dumb
concept
character.
is so
Okay.
dumb. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm on board. I just wanted to clear all that up.
Okay. All right.
This is fascinating, and I love this way more than I should.
I totally love this.
Oh my god.
All right. So Lightspeed Rescue is the next one,
Okay.
and that is
Please tell me they have super speed.
yes,
Okay. Hey, look.
in their cars.
What?
All
What?
right.
Hold on. What did they do?
Are they like ambulances?
Yes. But what happened was they built a town on top of a demon temple.
Of course they
like you
did.
do.
Yeah.
Like in Mexico or where?
in California,
Oh, okay.
It's like Mexico.
Yeah. Well,
just a little
Anyway.
further north.
I just said that because that's where all the
It's-
Inca temples are.
it's
Aztec
Mexico's
temples
Canada.
or something.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
so they have light speed cars.
Yeah.
But they are like did the brain power to process light speed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So these rangers were actually picked because they were the best in their field to be the Lightspeed Rescue. Like, we need you in here before anybody else can. We need you to be the best of your field. They're also the first ones that aren't teenagers.
oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
so they had to pay a little
Aren't
bit extra for those
explicitly-
actors.
Yeah, explicitly aren't teenagers.
Interesting.
So,
So it's like you're the best firefighter.
no,
You're
actually,
in.
that's the Red Ranger is the best firefighter.
Hey, look at me! I'm writing the show.
Yeah.
Wow.
The blue one's the paramedic.
No,
Ah.
the pink one's the paramedic.
Oh, of
Okay, well,
course
that
it
doesn't
is.
make any sense.
The yellow is a rock climber who's like used to extreme conditions.
Oh, okay. I was like, how's a rock climber?
The
The other one just enjoys fishing.
the green one is a stunt pilot.
Okay.
The other one is a SeaWorld trainer, the blue one, but is like Navy trained diver
Okay.
as well. So
I'm on
yeah.
board. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, because I mean, some of these are just hobbies.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that show actually had the first U.S. exclusive ranger because that show actually didn't have a sixth ranger, but they're so popular here in the U.S. they created one.
Like, it's just the concept of a sixth ranger is so popular.
Yes.
Okay.
No series goes on without one. If they don't have one, we create one here in the U.S.
Really.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
this was the first time that happened, and he was the Titanium Ranger.
Named Gary.
No, his name was Orion.
Of course, it was something cool. and slippery.
Nice.
So anyway,
Orion.
we can't really dive down that hole because that's so cool. His dad made a deal with the devil. His dad's also in charge of the Mariner base, which is undersea. It's like Sequest meets Power Rangers. I love Lightspeed Rescue.
Okay.
Meets
So-
Buffy.
What?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Super cool.
But so hold on. So they went from like Space King Arthur
Mm-hmm.
to Search and Rescue.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, I can see where that's the. All right, we're gonna turn real hard right.
Yeah, and it was the concept is, hey, well, if the military's around in the Power Rangers universe and they have all these destroyed Zords, obviously they're going to take that, try to figure out how to tap into the Morphin grid and make their own Rangers.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, so that's
Cool.
basically what that was.
okay, cool. But so in the meantime, are there other like these other Power Rangers? Are they still off rangering?
So most of the time, no. There's
Okay.
always a crossover episode where it's like the Ranger from the previous season come back and meet the current Rangers.
Well, most
Oh.
of them like have to like give up their powers or
Yes.
lose their powers for the next people to get their powers,
Yeah.
right?
Yep, up until a more recent season. Now all of them have their powers back, but
All of them?
Mm-hmm.
So
What
compare.
about the ones that aren't around?
oof.
Oh, just okay. I didn't know if that got addressed.
No,
Like,
no.
In canon, are some of them like? Is everyone still alive
We don't.
and happy?
We just don't talk about it.
All right.
So we assume yes.
Okay.
What are these people's powers like? Like compare them.
Like you're talking about the Lightspeed Rescue
Yeah.
people. Oh, they're Captain Americas that are, the best firefighter, the best paramedic, the best,
So they're like laser focused Captain Americas.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
So-
Okay.
Yeah, like you're gonna hear the Captain Americas a lot because that's pretty much just
No,
up until
yeah.
a couple seasons. That's where the Rangers they're all pretty much the same.
Okay.
Here in a couple seasons we get where they get what's called civilian powers, where they have actual superpowers.
Whew. All right. So
Yeah.
we'll get there. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're only on season 6.
How many seasons are there?
25.
I think we're not going to be able to hit these
all right.
all.
Let me just. I'm gonna just shoot rapid fire, and then you tell me when you think one's interesting and you want to talk about it. Wild Force.
Wait.
Yeah, we won't know what they're about.
Give me a brief overview.
Wild Force. They've got sentient Zords. It's pretty cool.
So like they can talk to their machines.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Interesting.
Yep.
Okay.
That actually also had what was called Forever Red, where all of the previous Red Rangers got together for a mission and went to the moon to fight Zed's Super Dragon Zord.
Wait, so Zed's still around?
What?
No, Zed's actually good now.
What?
That Zordon wave that I told you about?
Yeah.
It made him good.
Oh,
Then
because it turned everyone good.
Why were they fighting the Super Dragon?
Because the Machine Empire came back and made the Super Dragon a thing.
Machine Empire?
From Zeo, yeah.
Dirty Machine Empire
Okay, that sounds cool.
killed
Yeah.
my father, and then it came back for me.
The king of the Machine Empire's name is King Sprocket. Or King Mondo, and his son is named Sprocket. Anyway.
Like you do.
So Wild Force, that Red Ranger, we may need to cut this. He actually is in jail for murdering his roommate, so...
I mean, listen, we won't cut it because he did. Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, we got Brad to laugh.
Yeah.
Terribly sorry for the family.
He used a samurai sword.
Oh, my God. Can't make that up. Now I'm the awful one. Not as awful as him.
So anyway,
Yeah.
you've got Wild Force. Then you've got Ninja Storm,
Yeah?
which Ninja Storm is where you first start seeing these what we call civilian powers. It's also the first season that's done by Disney. So it
Okay.
ends the Saban era, goes into the Disney era.
Now, creatively, how many people transfer from, like, Saban era to...
Not very many. It's normally like whoever worked on the last show will come on for that new show, and then that's whenever they replace and get their new cast.
Okay, I didn't know if there was, like, a creative transition, or if they were just like, nope, it's ours, we're going to do it how we want.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time, no. There's still that creative transition.
Okay.
And a lot of the showrunners, I can't remember their names of, but somebody who loves the franchise more than me could talk to you about the minutia of that, but I
Fair
cannot.
enough.
So Ninja Storm's pretty cool. That's actually Burber's favorite series.
Okay.
They're ninjas. They have wind powers and fire powers and earth powers. One of them's got a hammer that lets him, like, he hits it and then, like, rocks come up through the earth. Like, it's pretty cool.
Wow.
Interesting.
First male Yellow Ranger from that series, too, and first female Blue Ranger.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Huh. How many male Pink Rangers?
One from the comic, he's Russian and angry.
So was that a big deal? Like, were people upset about that?
I don't think anybody was really upset about it. Power Rangers fans are pretty chill about things that aren't, like, messing with continuity.
Interesting. God, so many questions. God, we should have just planned this to be nothing but Power Rangers.
I know, right?
Oh, my God.
right.
Yeah.
So-
we might do a part 2 and just have you back next week.
mean, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what number are we on right now?
Mighty Morphin, Zeo. Sorry, Mighty
No, that's fine. I'm going to check my phone while you're counting.
Mighty Morphin, Zeo, Turbo, In Space, Lost Galaxy, Lightspeed Rescue. I forgot Time Force,
Oh, how dare you.
so I need to go back to Time Force,
Yeah.
Wild Force, Ninja Storm. We've got two more because I missed one.
Okay.
But-
And then we'll finish up the list next week.
yeah,
Yeah.
sounds good to me.
Okay.
All right, so I forgot Time Force. I'm so sorry. It's an amazing series. It talks about, like, destiny. Can you change your own destiny? Do you have to be a certain way? It's really awesome.
That's
Beyonce
kind of-
involved.
No, Beyonce is not involved.
That's kind of heavy.
Yeah, Power Rangers gets heavy. It's weird, but it's like never too heavy for, like, where it's no longer a kid's show. It's like, let me introduce you to these concepts.
like,
What about when Dawson shows up?
Oof.
It normally gets heavy in the comics, though,
Oh
right?
yeah, no, the comics are very heavy, but that's
Which-
made for an older audience who.
Right.
We'll get to that. Like after everything, we'll get to
Yeah.
that. Which,
Yeah.
it looks
Yeah,
like
I'm
we're,
not,
we're
like, leaning
close to
into
running out
it.
of time. So, you know what? How's this? We'll finish up through 10.
Yeah.
and then we'll do a part 2.
Yeah.
Next week. Yeah.
So I've got one more.
Yeah.
That's it. Dino Thunder. It's where Tommy comes back.
What?
Ooh.
Wait, when did Tommy leave?
Tommy left in Turbo.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But wait, did he come back for the Red Ranger thing?
Yes, he came back for the Red Ranger thing.
Okay, and then he was like, "See you guys."
Yep.
Still being a Red Ranger. Now, when he came back, was he a Red Ranger?
He was the Red Zeo Ranger.
Oh, okay.
Or no, sorry. In Dino Thunder, he was not a Red Ranger.
Okay.
He came back as the Black Ranger.
Wait, but when he showed up, was he still a Red Ranger from the last time he showed up?
No. He's actually their teacher. They don't know that he's a Power Ranger when they first meet him.
Oh.
Why would you not lead with that?
Oh, sorry.
No, him. Like,
Oh, why would he not lead with, hey, I'm a
why
Power
would
Ranger?
you not meet up with Power Ranger and be like, yo, guys, Power Ranger.
It's supposed to be truly altruistic to be a Power Ranger. Like, you're not supposed to tell people you're a Power Ranger.
Even other Power
Yeah,
Rangers?
even other.
They don't start out as Power Rangers in this series. They find his lab, find out he's a Power Ranger.
Wait, he's a scientist?
Yeah, he's a paleontologist.
Oh, Dino Thunder.
Mm-hmm. He accidentally tried to make a hybrid of dinosaurs and people.
Oh, how do you accidentally do that?
Power
Loneliness.
Rangers is how you do that.
Like accidentally?
Loneliness.
Yeah, so
Loneliness. That got dark.
he accidentally... And then he turns his lab partner into the villain for the series called Mesagog.
Wait, hold on. Was his name Mesagog before?
No.
Okay, so he's just like, I've changed, so will my name.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, that makes
I mean,
sense.
you know.
Listen, I'm a guy that goes around calling himself Buck, so
Yeah.
I got nothing
I
to
mean,
say about that.
AD,
so, yeah. Yours at least has, your initials to it. Mine, my grandpa was like, nope, I don't like Brian. We're going with Buck. Yeah.
Goodness. So I will talk much more about Dino Thunder because there is a lot to talk about with that one.
Dude, there's a lot to talk about all of this. This is so crazy. I had no idea it was
I know,
this
this
nuts.
is like fascinating.
Oh my god. Wow. I am so disappointed in that movie even more now because there's so
Oh, yeah.
much, there's a dearth of information
Oh, yeah, no.
to pull from, and they were just like, let's just do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they got the teen drama right. It's just all the action that I didn't care for.
I mean, that's where most people are. They agree with you.
Man. Okay, so we didn't plan for it to be like this, but man, we're gonna make this a two-parter.
Surprise.
First ever two-parter with our return guest next week.
I mean, this is why we had him back while I was here.
Yeah, and actually, the fun thing is, in this break, you're going to the Power Morphicon.
I am going to Power Morphicon Express this weekend, so whenever I come back, I will have...
You'll have even more knowledge.
It's true.
And we'll have you show off some of the cool stuff. If we have time, I don't want this to turn into a three-parter yet.
I'm just saying, last year was the 25th anniversary, so...
Yeah, it's going to be crazy when he comes back.
Oh, my God. All right. Yeah, I think I'm going to call it there because I don't think we can handle much more. Oh, my God. 80, thank you so much for giving me so much more knowledge than I thought I'd ever need. But, oh, my God, I need so much more of this. Oh, wow. Stephanie, thanks for being along for the ride.
I know. This was crazy, right?
People won't believe this.
Oh, no.
Like, I had way more fun. I mean, this will sound mean, but I had way more fun talking about Power Rangers than I thought I would. Like,
Oh, no, I know.
I knew I'd have a good time, but, like, this is fascinating.
Yeah.
Like,
I was here.
This is like when Brad Porter explained pro wrestling to me. It was just, what?
It's about on the same line, though, like...
I'm finding that out. This is crazy pants. Like,
Just wait until next week.
Turns out they're their own uncle and father. It's weird. No, I don't know. Anyway, Brad, thanks for hosting this thing.
You're welcome.
Wow, you can find Brad and I on the Nerds to Men podcast, and you can find it on.
Every week you make me almost say Streaker, Stitcher, Spreaker,
Streaker,
iTunes, Spotify. I'm all messed up now. YouTube, Facebook, and probably others. iTunes, yeah.
Can we find you on Cash App?
No, I mean, can people send us cash that way?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then maybe.
find him there.
Yeah. If you
I'll be
guys
there.
want to come check out
All right, yeah.
the store.
For those of you that stuck around, definitely check us back for next week.
You can buy this here.
Yes.
Yeah, Northwest 63rd and Meridian in Oklahoma City.
Woo! All right, we'll see you all next week.
ya.
Definitely.